to the Honorable Regional Minister, Volta Region, by the Teacher Unions and Presidential Education, Volta Region.
The three teacher unions demonstrated massively in the Volta region today, May 3rd, 2024. Here is the petition by the General Secretary of NAT, the Regional Secretary, to the Volta Regional Minister. This is Seekers News GH, your number one channel for teacher news in Ghana and public sector information. Kindly subscribe. The teacher unions in pre-tertiary education in the Volta region present this petition for reasons very simple but equally important, not only to them as teachers, but the collective interest of all stakeholders and education delivery in Ghana. Kindly subscribe to this our channel. They wish to reiterate that in Ghana's quest to achieve its anticipated educational objectives, the teacher plays a pivotal role. The teacher, perhaps more than anybody else, shapes and determines the outcome of the learning process and ensure, in effect, the success of the education system. According to the teacher union's petition to the minister, aftermath of the 2009 and 2020 collective agreement, since the negotiation of their collective agreement in 2009, after the 2020 collective agreement, the unions have known no peace owing to the government's continual failure to implement the allowances agreed on, as well as fulfilled promises given. The allowances they have been battling over the past 15 years and counting are 17. However, due to the several considerations, they have reduced them to 4. And these are the deprived area allowance, the extra assessment allowance, the book data and online teaching support allowance, and upward adjustment of the CPD allowance. Despite this gesture of good faith from the unions, the government is still adamant and has demonstrated bad faith. This has oftentimes culminated in high-level despondency and disaffection for leadership. Their demands pursuant to the above, they called on the employer once again to honor its promise and commitment to the teachers by addressing their concern over the allowance enumerated above. The call to action for this, they wish to stress that they have had enough of the nonchalance, complacency, and aloofness of the employer, and would thus not countenance this situation any longer. Consequently, they are giving the employer up to May 13th, 2024 to address their concerns. They wish to state in strongest terms that should the employer fail to address their demands on or before May 13, 2024, then they shall call on leadership to take action immediately. And this was signed by the 3 teacher unions in the Volta region. Subscribe to our channel now.
In Ghana, we wish that in Ghana's quest to achieve its anticipated educational objectives, the teacher plays a pivotal role. The teacher, perhaps more than anybody else, shapes and determines the outcomes of the learning processes and ensures, in effect, the success of any education system. Aftermath of the 2009 and 2020 collective agreement. Mr. Chief Director, on behalf of the Regional Minister, since the negotiation of our collective agreement in 2009 and after the 2020 collective agreement, the unions have known no peace owing owing to the government's continued failure to implement the allowances agreed on, as well as fulfill promises given. Honorable Chief Director, on behalf of the Regional Minister, the allowances we have been battling over the past 15 years and counting are 17. However, due to several considerations as well as other reasons, we have reduced all the allowances to only four. These four are: 1, the deprived area allowance; 2, the extra assessment allowance; 3, the book or the online or the data teaching support allowance; and the last one, the upward adjustment of the continuous professional development allowance. This is the only four we are calling for. Despite this gesture of good faith from the unions by reducing the allowances from 17 to 4, the government is still adamant and has demonstrated bad faith. This has oftentimes culminated in high level of despondency and dissatisfaction for leadership of the unions. We have had to hang on the thin line with our members complaining bitterly. These complaints have become worse, especially as our members are reeling under the utter hardship imposed on us all by the current economic conditions in the country. We wish to emphasize that the last 24 months have been the most torturous for the Ghanaian teacher, with no ray of hope of relief initiated by our employer. Our demands, response to the above, we call on the employer once again to honor its promises and commitment to our teachers by addressing our concerns over the allowances enumerated above. Call to action, Mr. Chief Director. We wish to stress that we have had enough of the nonchalance, complacency, and the aloofness of the employer, and would not countenance any further situation of, we will not countenance the situation any longer. This is what we emphasize. Consequently, we are giving the employer up to May 13th, 2024 to address our concerns. We wish to take in stronger steps that should the employer fail to address our demands, should the employer fail to answer our call, should the employer continue to be adamant on or before the 13th of May 2024, then we in the grassroots, we shall call on leadership to take action immediately. And after taking that action, we know Ghanaians will not blame teachers for taking that action. Thank you so much.